for superficial reasons when we're afraid to really talk these things through.
That's real talk. I've been all over the globe.
Yeah.
Just want to put that out there.
I mean, I will say, though, like, if we just going to, like, talk about some of the things that probably don't really get discussed, like, you know, I have to acknowledge that some of the ways that I've been loved or shown love or had a perspective on my beauty that was not the weird sort of I want to capture you way, but it's really like an acknowledgement, were from people who were not Black. And they had a huge impact on my growth in how I even presented myself. I think just from being able to have certain conversations, I think some of our vulnerabilities met somewhere, and I think that is the part where we get to leave some of the racial stuff behind. As pro-Black, Black, and all for my people as I am, I'm also very open. I have not found my way to loving someone who is considered Caucasian, but I have been able to love in other places, and I have to just say that those have been some of the most positive love experiences I've had, you know. Yeah, just to shout them out, y'all.
Yeah, that's true.
Who you are, who you been.
Yes.
But if I could ride out with a sister, it'd be great.
Look, more you all knew.
Yes.
Give me a quarter.
I'm
telling
I will say one of the best experiences I had in like learning to love my natural hair came outside of the Black experience. Like within the Black experience, it was all about change it, tame it, break it down, like all these different things. But, you know, around people who were not Black, they didn't know what to expect. So they're like, it's so cute. And I'm like, really?
No, that's so real. It's like we have the same fears in our community, and other communities have this liberation in their language and in their communication about the beauty that is there.
Yes.
When you're teetering on that bridge of like, do I just cut this hair off? What do I, you know what I mean?
Yes. I love that you said liberation.
Yeah.
Because like, that's what I experience when I go into other places and communities. It's like there's a liberation that is not universal, particularly when it comes to sexuality and sexual identity. And it's like, this needs to grow.
Yeah.
This so needs to grow.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Y'all talked about poly earlier. The next episode we are looking at is going to be discussing polyamory, polygamy, and religion. So I'm very excited about that.
You threw religion in there.
Yes.
All right now.
You want to talk about like some thoughts I had? I'm like, oh, okay, wait a minute. I have some misconceptions and I need to break down my own beliefs. So,
honey, first of all, a lot of people are in poly relationships and don't even know it.
Amen.
And that's off of control, off of either one partner who's not willing to be honest. But poly relationships have been happening for so long. I sure wish people would just be open to it. Because let's be honest, guys. Let's just be honest.
yes. Yes.
I'm just saying.
Yes. I mean, it's better. Honesty is better. Because I feel like, you know, if it's not honest, then it's cheating. And, like, it's not like it doesn't happen.
You took the word right out of the big C.
Well,
not that one, but the other one.
Just to say this as a nod to polyamory or any open dynamic, you have to be on your S to survive those relationships. You have to be a high-level communicator or it will blow up in your face.
Yeah, I'm not.
So, like, you really just a high five and an amen to people who really do step powerfully into polydynamics and who are really honest. I just think it's one of the most honest experiences. Not that I'm in that space right now, but having been there and not really being a person who can just like let it ride and just not acknowledge it, it's like, yo, you got to be on your stuff.
No, you really do, and that's the power.
Straight up,
that is the power of it. And I think most relationships lack that level of honesty anyway, whether or not you're in a polydynamic or not. You know what I mean? Wait, that's a double negative. Anyway, I don't know. I wish people would just be willing to say the tough stuff, even if you got to sit somebody down and talk around in circles and then say it. We just spend a lot of time hurting each other because we're not willing to say, hey, I'm feeling this way or this has developed.
Well, the role is more important.
That's true.
Than how you really feel.
That's true. But people don't feel like they can be honest. And that's the things. Like, I chose you. Now I don't see anything. And now I don't feel. Yeah, you're right. All right.
The role.
Mm-hmm.
I'm husband. I'm wife. I'm a robot.
I'm a minister.
I can't wait.
Go ahead on. What you got?
Maybe this is just the Sagittarius in me.
Come on, Sag. Come on, Sagittarius.
But I definitely think there's something to be said for making a commitment.
Absolutely.
And I understand that commitments are present in poly relationships. But, I definitely feel like sometimes we make the commitment, but we were not really
committed.
Come on, Sag.
You need a nap.
Come on, Sag. Bring it on home.
Really willing to fulfill the actual commitment.
That's real.
Yeah.
So that's just my chime in.
I'm gonna chime in too
on the subject.
What's that little thing where people are like chiming and hitting the buzzer? I just want to chime in too. Sometimes the commitment is to be committed.
Oh Lord, we about to have a Saggy semantics battle.
As the Pisces, I'm gonna get my straight jacket out right now.
See, and just coil up, baby. Sometimes
you work it out, you talk about it, you just, you know what I mean? Very much. I've always envisioned, actually, low key, have always sort of envisioned, I suppose, a relatively polyamorous life with possibly a compound and a number of people who are there and share love, and there's some children and some chickens and
I've
some
heard
leafy
this
green
vision
things
by so many people.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I appreciate that creation, and my hope is that it actually happens. I think even when you talk about that and the power of being committed, and I just think sometimes people feel like commitment has to be one person, and commitments can be with multiple people, with agreements that work for everybody, and being willing to say, okay, if that doesn't work for you, what really works for me? Like, what actually can I give my word to? Yeah. And a lot of times we give our words to things that we can't just because we want to keep somebody. A role.
I think you hit the nail on the head, though, when you said, in reference to the commitment. It's like we don't commit to the person. You're talking about like committing to the person. We commit to the agreement. We find someone, we find people. It's not always one other person. We have a multitude of relationships in our lives, and you engage in that relationship. You negotiate your terms, what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and that's when the opportunity comes to be fully honest. Yeah. And after that, then you commit to whatever agreement you've come up with as a team. I think a lot of people skip that part. I know I have skipped past that part so many times. I'm like, you cute, let's get married.
I stopped doing that a long time ago.
All the negotiation. And
it's a thing. It really is a thing. I get way too annoyed to get carried away.
Yes,
I'm right here just sobering. I'm not moving. I just said that. That's what I'm doing. That's how I am. I'm not moving. I'm sobering.
It's like you got to learn that lesson, and when you learn that lesson, you learn that lesson. And I've found that it's a tough one to learn, but you have to be willing to talk all your stuff out. Otherwise, there's no commitment that's going to work.
No matter what. I just want to let y'all know you're tuned into KPOO San Francisco, 89.5 FM. You're inside the Ibeji Lounge with Melonie Melorra Green. We're inside the ItCast conversation with Nika Cherrelle and Somilia and Melorra and Melonie. We got about 3 more minutes.
Oh, we really have gone over. Our next guest is already here.
Wow,
Okay.
on the air, huh? There we go. All right, I tried to make it cute, but since Melorra blew it, tell us what's up next for the ItCast conversation.
Okay, so you can catch our Raw Talks coming up online. You can get access to those via our Patreon, Nika Cherrelle's, and then also catch us next month, second Tuesday in September, with our conversation on polyamory, polygamy, and religion. We're bringing in a polyamory coach, Steve Yang, and a couple of other special guests. Yes,
I love Steve.
He's amazing. So please tune in. You can find out more about my work at NikaCherrelles.com.
And spell that for the people.
NikaCherrelles.com.
Yes,
NikaCherrelles.com.
Wonderful. Thank y'all so much for being with us.
And then if people want to know about the event coming up.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. So please visit pedfestoakland.com. You can go there, check out the lineup, the venues, some of the vendors that we're adding. Also at Pedestal Festival on Instagram.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you both.
Thank you.
We'll have y'all back here again. Stick with us inside the Ibeji Lounge with Melonie and Melorra Green. Again, you're tuned into KPOO San Francisco 89.5 FM.